Hello everyone, this video is to provide you with a orientation to the AsULearn site for Nutrition 2203. So if we take a look at this, we'll start here with the announcements section under the virtual office. And so here's where I will post weekly or more announcements that will populate to you as an email, but you can also go on this discussion board and find those at any time. So those will just be things relevant to the course and what's going on and when assignments are due, just information like that on a week-to-week basis. In terms of office hours, this semester, if you would like to meet with me either virtually using Zoom or on campus, just email me directly and let me know when are some available times for you, and we will set up a time and we will go from there. Next, under the helpful hints videos, I'll click on that for you, and what you will see here is how to embed a video in AsULearn. So this session, you'll really need to know how to create a video using Zoom or Screencast-O-Matic, and then embed it into AsULearn into the discussion sections. So when I say embed, what that means is a video that will look like this. And so the video will pop up just right here in the discussion board compared to it taking you to a separate link. What I want to do in this short video is to show you guys how to post a video into AsULearn. Okay, so that just gives you guys an idea. So it's nice when you guys will do your introductions that you don't have to go outside of AsULearn. It will just populate into the discussion and you can see those as you go down. So, and I'll add more videos here throughout if I need to during the semester. Right here is the virtual office. Again, if we need to meet, we can do that using this link. But again, just set up a time with me and let me know. Next, we've got the start here. So this video will be right here under the welcome and the orientation. Here we have the syllabus resource. And so if we click on that, what you'll see is that'll take us to Google Drive. And just one note is that if you guys are accessing this and you get a message that you don't have access, it's most likely because you're using a personal Gmail account and not set up as your AppState Gmail account as your primary account. So make sure that if you get that message to log out of your personal account, log into the AppState Gmail, and then you will be able to access that. So what we'll do is we'll just click on the document and you can see the syllabus come up here, and I will go over the syllabus in a separate video, but you can see that very easily accessible through Google Drive. So what I just mentioned, I will go over the syllabus. That'll be in this link right here, the syllabus overview video. This next one is the resources for class, so we click on that. What I've got here is some resources for you on campus for distance education, since this is an online course. The distance learning library, the writing center, if you have questions for the health and sciences librarian, and then there are some other tutorials here with Zoom and Screencast-O-Matic. Okay, this next one is really probably one of the first things that you can do to get started. And because of the summer session, this will need to happen really within the first 24 hours that the course is open. And so this is the Student Reporter Chapter Request Form. So we'll talk more about this, but what you guys will be doing is a Student Reporter presentation. It will happen in a group. And so you'll come up and the form will just simply look like this. It will look a little bit different probably for you as the student. But what this is doing is you can pick if you have a preference of what chapter. So you will basically review one of the chapters with a group for the rest of the class and make a presentation on that. And so you can just put in what your first preference is and then what your second preference is, and then there will be a list that will be generated of what the actual grouping and assignment will be. So again, we'll need to do that within the first 24 hours. So really by the end of July 5th, maybe lunchtime on July 6th, that'll need to be done. Okay, and then we move into the modules. And so within these modules, I do have an overview video for Module 1 that will explain a little bit more about what's going on. We have some goals and objectives that we'll cover here. Again, you've got the lecture materials. And so you'll notice when we click on that, it'll take us straight into Google Drive again. And the materials will come up. And you can see that I've got it for chapter 1, but you can see, or excuse me, for module 1, but you can see all the PowerPoints that we'll use throughout the semester are located here, in addition to some of the other things that you will need throughout the time of this course. Student reporter instruction video. So there's a video here with more information on some of the details about the student reporter assignment. Here are the student reporter presentations. So this is actually where your group will post your presentation. And so I just need one post per group. And when you do that, just make sure that you include everyone's name on that initial post when you make it. So as groups submit, you will see their presentations here. And again, there's a couple ways to do this. You can do this as an embedded video, which is the preferred way. If you have a problem doing that, you can post like a YouTube link to the video. But those would be the two preferable ways. So a group will post initially, and then others will provide feedback in responding to those posts. So each group should add a new discussion topic here, just with the chapter that you've done, and then you can put the last names in the text when you do that so that we know who is involved. I mean, we'll see those as we watch the presentations, but it's helpful just to put those names in there at the beginning. Okay, so here's a link to the student reporter information and directions. So like I said, there's a video, but also I've got some instructions posted in Google Drive. So again, you can see the link here with the student reporter. If you click on that, you'll see more of the detailed instructions on how to do that. We won't be using Office Mix this time, so I'll take that out. But you will need to use Zoom or Screencast-O-Matic to complete your presentation. Right here is the student groups and the chapter. So your assignment, when you're assigned a group, you will find that information right there on that document. And this is the link to the one I just mentioned. So when I've got those posted, you'll click on there and you'll find your name and the people that are in your group, and you'll contact them and go ahead and get started. Okay, this next one, this is the student reporter grading sheet, and you can see I put a note here just to do for each chapter presented after you have viewed. So when you have watched a video, so for example, the people doing chapter 3 will post their video. After you go and watch that, this will take you to a form that you're going to complete for their video. And so you can just simply see, you can put the chapter that they've covered, you're going to give them an overall rating, list some of their strengths and some of the areas that they could improve. They're going to have a discussion topic that they're going to post with their video, and then you can put some comments there. So that's for the group overall as a whole. And then what you will see is there's a place for you to score each group member based on their presentation. So group member 1, and then some comments. In terms of this for the online course, this is not applicable. So we'll just put 0 there. Group number 2, member number 2, you'll do that. Group number 3, and so forth. So you'll rate and score each of those activities. And when you do that, that will count as an activity grade for that module. So make sure that you guys complete those. So remember, you don't do that for your presentation, for your group. So if you're assigned to chapter 3, you do not complete this for chapter 3, but you will complete that for every other chapter / presentation that are done. What you will do is this next link. So this is group self-evaluation, and you can see I've made a note complete only for the chapter your team presented. So you're going to click on that. So if you did chapter 3, you're going to first of all you've clicked, this is the group student presentation. You're going to put each member's name here and then a percentage. And so what you're going to do is you're going to come up with a combined percentage of 100%. So for example, if there are 2 people in your group, the highest you could give each person would be 50%. If there were 4 people in your group, the highest you could give would be 25. So the total percentage should add up to be 100, as opposed to, don't give everybody 100. If you think that everybody did their equal share of the work, and there's 4 people in your group, then an equal share is 25% each, or an equal share with 2 people would be 50% each. So this is just, again, to make sure that everybody is doing what they're supposed to be doing with it, and you can add comments for each person before you submit that as well. So remember that that is just for the chapter that your team presented. So this link right here is for every presentation. This link is just for after you have done yours. And then the end of Module 1, we have an exam. And so you can see the due date for the exam is July the 18th by 1 p.m. And it will cut off at that time. So you need to be finished with the exam by 1 p.m. You're not going to be able to log in at 12:50 and then finish it. You're not going to have your full time to finish it. So make sure that you have completed it by that time. You can see that I do open it up on Saturday to give you through the weekend if you need it, and some extra time. So you don't have to finish it until Wednesday, but it is open. But the other thing is, once you go into the exam, your 2-hour window starts. So you cannot start the exam on Saturday at noon and come back to it on Tuesday at 11 a.m. So you've got one 2-hour block of time within this time frame to take that exam. Okay, moving on. So then we have, under each module, we have the activities for the module. So right here you can see all of those things. If you click on this one, for example, you can see the introduction activity. You'll also notice that I've given you a sample here. And so just watch the video, follow my example. And so that will be your first activity. So remember that an activity counts, the initial post counts for 4 points, and 2 response posts will count 3 points each. Okay, so that would be the way to do that. And when you look at the syllabus, you can see when those things are due. Okay, same thing here, dream job activity, systems approach activity. This looks like a submission box, so this is not a forum, but you will have a answer to this question, and then you will just upload your submission into this spot, and it will be available only to me, not to the other students in the class. And then Module 2 is pretty similar to Module 1. So again, we've got our student reporter presentations. Those will be different. So the ones that are due in Module 2 will be posted here. There's goals and objectives for this module. Reporter instructions, so you can see I made a note that that's the same video for Module 1. Student reporter information directions, again, the same thing. This is just to let you know where the assignments are, again, who is in your group and what chapters you've been assigned to. Student reporter grading sheet, again, just for the ones you have viewed, and the group self-evaluation, so just for the ones, or the one that you have presented with your team. And then again, here is exam 2 at the end of Module 2. You can see again, Wednesday, July 25th is the final due date, but I do open it up on Saturday morning for you. And then under Module 2, we have the activities associated with Module 2. Okay, so you can see those things. And then we have Module 3. So Module 3 is pretty much focused on the manager-leader interview assignment and then the activities. So we have goals and objectives. This manager-leader project list is where you will post your presentation. Again, this is a partner presentation, so there'll be 2 of you per assignment. And again, there's some other instructions that we can go over later on. Here's a link to the manager-leader interview directions in Google Drive. So what we will do is, give it a second, and it will post. So here's the assignments that I will give for you. Here's some of the questions that you can use to conduct your manager-leader interview, and here are some of the directions. What I've also done is posted a few examples, or it looks like one example here, that you guys can use in that manager-leader interview, just to give you a sample. Here's the manager leader partner evaluation. So again, you're going to see that this document looks familiar to you. The exact same thing. As the group reporter, you'll just select manager leader interview, and you will do the same thing where scores will add up to 100. So with 2 people, if everybody did their fair share, remember you would get 50% to each person. You will include yourself in that grading system. Okay, Module 3, activities. Create a restaurant or fitness facility. So if we click on that, this will be the place that you can do that. You can also see the instructions here. One thing that you'll want to do is you can go to Google Drive, and what you'll see is if you go into the activities folder here, I have posted the create a restaurant or fitness facility here. And so what I've got is I've got a sample for you again to kind of show you what you're doing. I've got directions here. And then one thing that you will do is you will go in and you will score with the ones that you like the best. So that'll be another activity. We'll talk about it toward the middle of this session, but those things are all located right here in Google Drive. Resume assignment, again, this is a submission box. When we click on that, one thing, when you can upload this, so you can follow the instructions, you can upload you can either upload a document or you can type in text. One thing is a lot of people say they have done this in another class. So if you have, what I want you to do is just upload the older version of your resume and things that you were going to do to improve it, or you can upload a newer copy of your resume and tell me things that you did do and change to improve that. Here's the rank order of the restaurant fitness facilities. Again, I'll have some more instructions about that a little bit later. Response. So with these 2 assignments, what will happen is, everybody will give you feedback about your student reporter and your manager leader presentations. And so I will compile those things. I will put those in a Google folder, and then I'll ask you to respond to the feedback that your classmates have given you. So it could be that you agree with the feedback or that you disagree with the feedback, but I want you to provide an opinion and support your opinion as to, maybe you did something, they pointed something out that wasn't the best, or maybe there's something they really liked about what you did. That's what these 2 assignments are, and I'll let you know when that information is available. Okay, Module 4, goals and objectives. Again, the lecture materials from the PowerPoints. Module activities. This is something that will be removed from Module 4 because you can see they're all down here. And then here is Exam 3. Again, due August the 6th, open on August the 3rd. It will get a little bit tight at the end of the semester, so I encourage you guys to stay on top of things in terms of when things are due. Here are the Module 4 activities. Again, you can look, there's 5 discussions that will take place, and then you've got a couple of submissions that you'll be required to do as well. Module 5, the goals and objectives, self-assessment, presentation, information, and directions. Again, if you take a look at that, it'll set you up into the link in Google Drive. What I've done is I've given you a couple of PowerPoint examples, but you will turn these into videos. So what I want you to note from this is that while some of these look pretty simple in content, where the meat of the presentation is the narrative that you're going to put in the presentation that goes with those things. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're doing that. Again, you'll post these self-assessments right here, and then your classmates will respond to those. Here's the final exam, and so again, it's due Tuesday, August the 7th. You can see that's pretty close to Exam 3. So just make sure that you're staying on top of the assignments. And then this last one, this is the grading and the rubrics for the student reporter, the manager leader, and the self-assessment and reflection. And so what you can do is you can click on those, and you will actually be able to see the rubric there. There is nothing that you will actually submit right here, but what this does is it allows me to go in and grade your assignments, so grade you for the student reporter and grade you for the manager leader and the self-assessment reflection. And then once I do that, it will populate into your grade book. So just know that you can see the rubrics here, and that when I grade them, that will allow it to populate automatically into your grade book. So if you have any questions about AsULearn, please let me know. Hopefully this has been helpful to get you started, and I look forward to any questions that you have.